And he made a fantastic speech when he saw the facility, interacted with the startups. This is what he said, and that is my biggest takeaway in my interactions with Mr. Ratan Tata. He said, T-Hub, this facility that I've just inaugurated, is a symbol, is a face of modern India. This is what he had said. And that is what I take most pride in. I was, of course, wanting to lash on to the lowest hanging fruit, so therefore I went to ISB, therefore I went to IIIT Hyderabad, and then we also started seeing how we can really, like I said, probably scale up and grow up into a next level. That's when I started touring the world. I traveled to the US many a times, to the Valley, and also many other inspiring incubation hubs and nodes and important so-called destinations. Result of all these interactions was we realized, if India really has to be a force in the world in terms of our ability to challenge the world, ability to actually connect with the rest of innovation ecosystem in the world, we also need scale. So we decided that we will actually create the world's largest tech incubator in India, and that too in Hyderabad. So the initial phase of T-Hub was only about 75 to 78,000 square foot in terms of physical space, could only accommodate about 200 startups. But then we wanted to create the world's largest. So then we went about methodically again, and this time we have, where you were yesterday, in fact, that place, the T-Hub phase 2, we used to call it reactor. I'm not sure what this government is calling it anymore. But we created almost 570,000 square foot of space, which can eventually accommodate more than 2,000 startups under one single roof. And alongside that, while we were working on this, alongside that, we basically carved out about 18 acres in of prime real estate in Hyderabad Knowledge City. Alongside the T-Hub, we also created India's largest prototyping prototype. Can actually dabble in that. It could be a youngster, a college student, or could just be a hobbyist, or could just be somebody else. We created T-Works. And alongside of these two, we also created what is called as Image Tower. Now, Image literally stands for innovation in animation, multimedia, gaming, and entertainment. Now, between all three of them, we have decided to create 1.5 million square foot of constructed space, which would eventually have more than 5,000 startups working under one single roof, and that truly would be the world's largest innovation campus. So this was the vision of our government in terms of creating T-Hub, T-Works, Image, all in one location, co-located together, so that these kids could work with each other, talk to each other, get inspired, and also network, and also grow as time passes. Now, I think we've had some great successes also from T-Hub, T-Works, and I can tell you it's a unique PPP model what we've created with backing from the government, and along with support from industry leaders and premier educational institutions. T-Hub became a living, breathing ecosystem, and it wasn't long before it began to make waves. It played a pivotal role in positioning Telangana as a hub for entrepreneurship, nurturing thousands of startups in the state, connecting them to investors, mentors, and industry leaders. And we did not stop at this. We started creating more and more of such incubators. We have created to the market outside. We also then subsequently wanted to catch our innovators young. So we brought in some very brilliant young minds from across the world. Dr. Shanta Tautam is sitting right in front of me. She was working in the US. She has a PhD. She's a doctor. I brought her from the US, made her the CEO of Telangana State Innovation Cell, whose intent was to work with the 26,000 government schools that there are in Telangana, catch our young minds. In association with the Education Department, we launched what is called as a School Innovation Challenge, and we went about identifying entrepreneurs from rural backgrounds, entrepreneurs who are coming out with some socially useful products, and we wanted to create more and more of such vehicles. The momentum ultimately led us from 200 startups in 2014 to now more than 5,000 startups in Hyderabad in a span of 10 years. We have, but I think the sheer numbers don't really matter. If you ask me, it's not the quantity, but I think it's the quality. So therefore, I'm also super proud that some of these startups have made waves across the world. In fact, a T-Hub incubator called as Skyroot was the first Indian space tech company to have sent a satellite into the orbit. Now that is the kind of impact we have been able to create. Also, over the past 8-9 years, T-Hub has contributed to a total investment of more than $3.5 billion in the startups that it has nurtured. Of course, fueled innovation with more than 600 corporate partnerships, facilitated 500 mentor connections, and engaged with more than 3,000 startups. Well, I can go on and on about T-Hub because it was my baby, but I think I've said enough on that. Like I said, we've also created a number of other institutions, but the last thing I'll tell you before I quit. We believe very strongly in the 3I mantra to spur further innovation. What do I mean, the 3I mantra? We said, we have to innovate, incubate, incorporate. At the same time, we also, while we do this, we also wanted to focus as a whole, and I'm sure Jayesh must have mentioned it when he was here. What's important, Dr. Suresh, is I think all of us can learn from each other. We collaborated with many other states. We collaborated with Goa. We collaborated with, I remember, Delhi. We also collaborated with Assam in terms of helping them from our learnings, from our experience on how we could probably build incubators at a faster pace, how we could probably help them without having to reinvent the wheel. And most importantly, I think the 3I mantra that I was espousing all along: innovation, infrastructure, and most important is inclusive growth. We cannot be elitist. Incubators can't just be in tier 1 cities. They can't just be in Hyderabad and Chennai and all the metros. We have to spread them to tier 2 and tier 3 towns. That's exactly what we've done in Telangana. In about 10 tier 2 towns in Telangana, the government of Telangana had created lovely IT hubs, in which we also have a space dedicated for innovation for T-Hub at a rural tier 2 destination. We also have what is called as TASK, the Telangana Academy for Skills and Knowledge, so that a job seeker can go to TASK, a job creator, a potential job creator, can come to T-Hub or can come to T-Works. So this is a kind of whole of ecosystem approach that we have taken, and it's been a fascinating journey. Today I'm proud to share with you as I stand here that my state truly is a startup state, because in the first 10 years of its existence, it went from being ranked 14th in terms of per capita income in 2014 to number 1 in 2023 when we actually relinquished office. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Look forward to continued conversations, and I hope you continue to enjoy Hyderabad and your visits here. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir, for such a lovely session. You spoke about innovation, the 3 mantras, how T-Hub has developed. You also spoke about we have more power to all the women and more power to all the men who are supporting them. It's great to hear about all the details what Hyderabad as a Telangana state is doing, and it's inspiring that how we need to believe in collaboration and support each other. Then only we can become number 1 in the world. And can we have a big round of applause once again? तालियां जोर से बजनी चाहिए, उसमें शोर होना चाहिए. और सर आप हमारे लिए बहुत ही प्रेरणा का स्रोत हैं. And now I request Dr. Suresh to kindly present the memento to our guests, please. Can we have a big round of applause once again? तालियां बजती रहें तो प्रोत्साहन बनता है. सर एकमात्र स्तोत्र हैं, हम सभी इनसे बहुत ही प्रभावित हैं और आज हमें इनसे रूबरू होने का मौका मिला है, तो ये हमारे लिए बहुत सौभाग्य की बात है. Thank you, sir. Thank you so very much. And now I request Dr. Balachandra, Director of VIT, TBI, and Vice President of ISBA, to kindly deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected KTR Garu, the former IT Minister, Government of Telangana, Dr. Suresh, Executive Director, PSG STEP, and President of ISBA, Dr. Madhusudan Rao, CEO, AIC CCMB, Dr. Ramji Palela, COO, AIC CCMB, Dr. Anita Gupta, Head of CEST Division, Department of Science and Technology, Dr. Yogesh Brahmankar, Head Innovation Cell, Director Innovation at Ministry of Education, and all delegates, dignitaries present here, press and media. So, good afternoon. It's a great privilege and honor to have one of the great champions of innovation and startups in the country as part of our ISBA's closing ceremony. Sir, your vision and action combined with passion and dedication has resulted in tall outcomes. You've given all this as a gift to the society. The T-Hub, T-Works, we have image, task, reach, not only in physical shape, but also in providing stimulating intellectual environment for the creative minds. Thank you, sir, for gracing ISBACON and for your kind words of wisdom and inspiration. In energy transfer, positive aura. As people get back to their respective zones, I think lot of inspiration from your words. And I also take this opportunity to thank the local host, AIC CCMB, for putting special efforts, and IICT for providing this wonderful auditorium. And in AIC CCMB, I would like to have a special word of gratitude to Dr. Madhusudan Rao, Dr. Ramji, Ms. Ritika, and the entire team of AIC CCMB. And we also thank Mr. Vijay and Rajesh and Mr. Sujit, CEO, T-Hub, for the masterclass arrangements and the visit facilitation. The participants were awestruck, especially the international ones were very, very impressed with the kind of work happening there. And also to T-Works, Mr. Joginder. Our sincere thanks to all speakers, session managers, for providing deep insights through your wisdom and expertise. We are really honored and humbled to have this kind of intellectual progress happening over the last 3 days. We are also very grateful to, thanks is due to all our local anchor incubators for extending great support for the conduct of this conference in a very, very smooth manner. Sri Lakshman Reddy Garu, who is present here, gracing this occasion. Thank you very much for joining us. Our thanks to President ISBA for putting together his best efforts to make this conference a memorable one. And I also take this opportunity to thank the Vice President, Mr. Prasad Manan, for being the chair of this conference session and providing a great experience, supported amply by the other governing body members, Prasad Shetty, Gladys Noyer, and a few others. And our thanks to all support providers, including the production and creative teams, the catering supporters, press and media for giving wider coverage, and more particularly all the participants for traveling from the length and breadth of the country, for being with us. And I also have a special word of appreciation to the ABI, the Asian Association of Business Incubation, for choosing Hyderabad as a venue for hosting the ABI General Assembly and ABI Summit this year. We thank the ABI President and Vice President on this occasion. So thank you one and all, and have a safe and return journey, and thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Bala sir, for your kind words. And now, if I may request our guest to capture this moment with the governing body team, who has been working day and night to get these things for all of us. Thank you.
మైక్ రాండి. హలో టూలోనే ఉంది. టూలో మైక్ తీసేసాను. మైక్ తీసుకెళ్ళి బయటకు వెళ్ళిండు. అందుకే జనరల్ ఆడియో వస్తుంది. మైక్ తీసుకెళ్ళి బయటకు వెళ్ళాను అని చెప్పింది. బయటకు వెళ్ళిండు రిపోర్టర్ మైక్ తీసుకొని బయటకు వెళ్ళాను. బయట తీసుకొచ్చాను. అందరూ అక్కడ వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నాను. అది పోనా చెప్పాలి పెట్టుకుంటూ ఉండాలి.